In 1914, Henry Ford did something that made every other CEO in America think he had lost his mind. He doubled his workers' wages overnight to $5 a day. The headlines called him a traitor to his class. They predicted he would go bankrupt in months. But Ford wasn't being nice. He was being a genius. He realized that if his workers couldn't afford to buy his cars, he would never have a mass market. Henry Ford didn't just build a company, he built the American lifestyle. But as we'll see, the same stubbornness that made him a billionaire almost destroyed everything he created. Henry Ford grew up on a farm in Michigan, but he hated farm work. He called it drudgery. He was obsessed with machines. By age 15, he was known as the neighborhood watch repairman because he could take a timepiece apart and put it back together, blindfolded. This mechanical intuition would define his life. In 1896, while working for Thomas Edison, Ford built his first vehicle in a small shed behind his house. He called it the quadricycle. It was basically 4 bicycle wheels strapped to a tiny engine. But Ford had a vision that was wildly different from the other car makers of his time. Back then, cars were toys for the rich. They were hand-built, expensive, and constantly breaking down. Ford's goal was simple and revolutionary. I will build a motor car for the great multitude. In 1908, he introduced the Model T. It was rugged, simple, and cheap. The demand was so high he couldn't build them fast enough. Then came the breakthrough that changed history. Inspired by the disassembly lines of meatpacking plants, Ford created the moving assembly line. Instead of workers walking to the car came to the workers. The results were staggering. The time to build a single Model T dropped from over 12 hours to just 93 minutes. As the time went down, so did the price. The car that once cost $850 eventually sold for just $260. For the first time in human history, a common worker could own a machine that traveled faster than a horse. But success created a monster. Ford became obsessed with his own creation, convinced it was perfect. He famously said, "Any customer can have a car painted any color that he wants, so long as it is black." While Ford refused to change, the world moved on. Competitors like General Motors began offering different colors, comforts, and financing plans. Ford's own son, Edsel, begged his father to update the design, but Henry refused. He became a tyrant in his own factory, even hiring a private police force to spy on his workers and control their private lives. By the time Ford finally agreed to build a new model, he had lost his dominant lead in the market. He proved that the hardest thing for a billionaire to do is on getting to the top staying humble enough to listen once they get there. Despite his flaws, Henry Ford's legacy is everywhere. He gave us the 40-hour work week and the 2-day weekend. Not because he was a philanthropist, but because he knew tired workers make mistakes. And people with no free time don't buy cars. He changed how we work, how we travel, and how we live. But he serves as a powerful warning. In business, your greatest strength can become your greatest weakness if you stop innovating. Who is the modern-day Henry Ford? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more stories of the giants who built the world.